Welcome to the video lecture for the subject Basic Pattern Making. We'll be covering our Unit 3, which is Seam and Seam Finishes. Seam and seam finishes are used for decorative purpose and constructional purpose. What is a seam? A seam is a method of binding two or more pieces of fabric together by a row of stitching, usually using thread to form stitches. In garment construction, one of the major steps is joining of different sections by seams. Seams can be stitched by hand or sewn by sewing machine. The purpose of most of the seams is purely functional, and we may call them constructional seams. How are seams used in garments? Seams are an essential element to every garment and design, as they join the materials together to create the outfit. Seams are used for hems and to finish necklines and edges. Seams add shape through elements like darts, which are used to shape the outfits. Seams are used to gather fabric and create pleats. Different types of seams can be used to create different look for a garment and to finish and hide the fabric edges for practical purpose. For example, when you wear a designer blouse, if you turn towards the wrong side of the blouse, you can see it has been concealed completely. So here the designer uses the seam finishes and seams to make it more decorative. There are different types of seams like plain seam, single top stitch seam, double top stitch seam, welt seam, lap seam, slot seam, flat fell seam, French seam, Mantua maker seam, and piped seam. Let's see detailing about each and every seam. So first one is a plain seam. A plain seam is the simplest type of seam and can be used on almost any kind of a garment. A plain seam is defined as any seam that attaches two pieces of fabric together with the wrong sides facing each other. The wrong side is the side of the fabric that does not face outward when the garment is completed. This seam is widely used because it is easy to make. It is used on all kinds of fabrics except very transparent fabrics. These are used mainly for side seams and armhole seams. To make the seam, place the two pieces of fabrics to be joined together right side facing each other. Then match the seam lines. Start stitching along the line and press the seam open once it is completed. Single top stitch seam. This seam has a single line of stitch on one side of the fabric. These seams are used in kurtis, blouses, necklines to give a neat finish. If you check your kurtis, you can find a stitch line seen in the right side of the fabric. That is where single top stitch seams are being used. For stitching the seam, stitch a plain seam, then press both the seam allowance to one side and give top stitch on the right side of your outfit. Double top stitch seam. This seam has two lines of stitches on either side of the seam line on the right side of the fabric. It is used as decorative seam, which also provides great strength to the seam lines. Stitch a plain seam and then press open the seam allowance on both the sides. Do a top stitch on both sides of the seam at equal distance on the right side. Welt seam. It is similar to single top stitching, but it is wider and it is used in heavy coats. This seam is used on fabrics which ravel easily so that it gives a neat finish. Stitch a plain seam and trim one raw edge to about 1/4 inch width. Now press the two raw edges to one side with narrow one enclosed under the wider one. Once this is done, now stitch on the right side so that the stitching will come just outward the narrow seam edge but inside the wider seam edge. Lapped seam. This seam is commonly used for joining the gathered section to a straight edge as in a yoke. It is very strong, smooth seam which lies perfectly flat. It is made on the right side of the garment. Slot seam. It is a variation of lap seam and often used in the center front and center back of skirts, like coats and dresses for decorative purpose. This gives a decorative effect when different colored fabric is used on the backing piece, stitched in between the two pieces of the fabric which are lapped. The backing strip can be used in contrast colors which is cut on the bias grain. So once you see with this plot seam, we will be using a different color piece to give a contrast look. Flat fell seam. It is a flat durable seam used on men's shirts especially, children's clothes and pajamas. For doing the seam, place the pieces to be joined, wrong side facing and stitch on the seam line. Press both seam elements together in the same direction and trim the under seam to 1/8 inch and the upper one to 3/8 inch. Then turn under the raw edges of the white seam allowance so that to make a smooth folded 1/4 inch width. Do a mission stitch close to the folded edge on the right side of the garment. This seam is difficult to make on curved edges and on bulky fabrics. Front seam. This is a rigid seam and is used on transparent and lightweight fabrics, especially on baby clothes and delicate blouses. It is a neat and durable finish as the raw edges are completely enclosed. The two pieces of materials to be joined are placed together with wrong side facing each other. Work a row of stitching for about 1/8 inch and then press the seam and turn the work so that the right sides are together. Then crease the first row of stitch so that it is directly on the edge. Tack the stitch along the seam line about 1/8 inch from the fold. In this seam, care should be taken to see that there are no raw edges visible on the right side of your fabric. Mantua maker seam. This seam is also ridged seam, which is not suitable for bulky fabrics. Keeping right side facing, tack the garments on the same line. Trim one seam edge to 1/8 inch from the tacking line and the other seam edge for 3/8 inch. Now make a 1/8 inch turning on the wide edge so that this edge nearly touches the same allowance. Now make a second fold to make the folded edge along the original tacking line. Then mission stitch or hem through all thickness, remove tacking. This stitch is used for thin and lightweight fabrics. Piped seam. A piping or bias strip is inserted in a plain seam to give a decorative finish to the garment. This type of seam is often used at waistline and yokelines in dresses. It is a cord. If a cord is enclosed in the bias strip, the seam is called corded seam. Prepare a bias strip, fold it in the middle and then tack it to the right side of the pieces to be seamed in such a way that the bias fold extends 1/8 inch inside the seam line. Then place the second piece on top of the first piece with the bias lying in between. Then stitch along the seam lines. When the seam is turned to the right side, the piping will extend between the two pieces of materials. More effective is bias strips is used in contrast colors. So now we are going to see about seam finishes. Seam finishes are made to prevent fraying of the raw edges, so it makes the seams more durable. They provide neat appearance on the wrong side of the garment. Choose a seam finish that is quick and will not add too much bulk to the garment. There are different types of seam finishes like pink finish, edge stitches finish, double stitch finish, overcast finish, herringbone finish, bound seam edge finish. Now let's see detailing about each and every finish. First one is a pink finish. This is a quick method and it is not bulky, but it is not suitable finish for fabrics that travel very badly. After stitching a plain seam, trim off about 1/8 inch of the seam allowance by using a pinking shears. And then press the seam open. Edge stitch finish. This seam is stitched and pressed open. Then turn 1/4 inch on each seam edge and top stitch close to the fold without catching the garment. This finish is used on unlined coats and jackets where a wide seam allowance is available. This is a bulky finish and is not suitable for deeply curved seams. Next one is double stitch finish. After making a plain seam, work on extra line of stitching about 1/8 inch from the raw edge. This can be done for plain unfinished seam or pink seam. Again, this is not suitable for bulky fabrics. Overcast finish. It can be used for both thick and thin materials that fray easily. This is suitable for seams that receive hard wear or extra strain such as armholes and waistlines. After making the plain seam, press the seam open and work overcasting stitches over the raw edges of the two seam elements separately. Herringbone finished seam. It gives a neat finish to the raw edges and also holds down the turnings, making the seam flat. It is suitable for heavy materials. After pressing the seam open, herringbone stitches are worked on two raw edges. This gives a decorative finish to our seams. Bound seam edge finish. A bias binding is attached to both the seam edges. For thin fabric, seam allowance could be pressed together and bias binding attached to it. So here again we can go with a contrast color, or it can be the same color, stitch along for bias binding. Assignments have been given in this, so just try to complete it and upload it as soon as possible in our Google Classroom. Thank you.